Hey, if you're having a rough day, a sad day, a depressing day, a day that's just really tough to get through, I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you, and I'm here to get you through that day. And I promise I'll be able to do that. I'm Dr. Dave. This is Microdose U. Welcome so much for being here. I appreciate you. You've got, I'm not really at the ocean. If you're watching the video, this is just a green screen behind me with waves and some palm trees, and they're designed to just get you in the mood to feel a little bit better today. And I also want to thank any of you who listened, watched, and responded to my last episode last Friday. I revealed something I've never talked about before, and I'm going through some tough times with it. And I'm going to be talking more about that, more about some real struggles I've got. I'm going to be talking about that this coming episode this coming Friday, I should say. Today's Wednesday, so this coming Friday. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and also check the show notes. I've got a lot of really important links for you to check out, and let me know if you ever want some one-on-one coaching, some one-on-one help. Here for you. We've got some programs that would be really good for you if you need some one-on-one help there. So let's talk today about several things you can do if you're having, and pardon my language here, but if you're having a shitty day. I don't think there's anybody that's immune to having a rough day out there, whether you feel a little bit sad, just a little bit out of it, a little bit depressed. I'm going to get you through. I'm going to give you a bunch of things to do, and I promise you they'll work. And you know why? Because I've been through these types of days. Again, originally I thought maybe once you start microdosing, you're just immune from any type of a tough day. But no, we all get them. And guess what? We all get through them, and we're going to be fine. So, the number one thing I want you to do, if you decide, if you feel, if you realize you're having a tough day, I want you to make sure you have taken your microdose. You might be on a schedule of, 3 days on, 2 days off, a few days on, a few days off. Everybody's got different schedules, and the schedules are not crucial. They're fluid. You can be intuitive about these. You don't have to be really, really rigid about this. So if you're having a rough day, if you're a little bit down and out, sad, whatever it might be, do your microdose. Even if it's a day off, I'm going to ask you to go ahead, just do your microdose. I think it's going to help you get through a little bit more. Okay. I mean, if you want to do a little bit less of a microdose, if it's a day off, that's fine. But I have no problem with you doing a microdose. Remember, a couple months ago, I did an episode and I told you I think it was the month of September. I'm pretty sure month of September, or it might have been August. I just don't remember right now. But it doesn't matter what month it was. I microdosed every day of the month, just as a little experiment to see how that would work, and it worked out really well. It was no problem. There was no problem at all. So if you're, again, it's no problem for you to microdose on a day off. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I'm going to recommend number 2: go into nature. I don't think there's anything better than getting outside and going into nature. You can either sit down in nature, you can take a hike, you can go in the water, you can go find a mountain. It doesn't matter what it is. Get outside in nature. It's like the one of the best prescriptions ever. It really works. I find that if things are tough and I'm just staying inside, they get worse. They generally don't get better as quickly. I mean, I think it's always going to get better, but I think let's go for a quicker fix. Let's get outside in nature and do something. What I want you to do also, number 3, I want you to do your best and try to determine if there was any particular trigger to why are you feeling a little bit sad today? Why are you feeling a little bit rough? Why are you having a tough day? Is there something that triggered it? Usually there is. Usually there's a reason. It might be subconscious, might be something that you don't even realize that happened or is happening. But it's unlikely that it just came about for zero reason at all. It's unlikely. So I want you to just take your time when you're outside in nature. Do some deep thinking and try to figure out what it was, what happened, what's going on. And because there's going to come a point where we have to figure it out and try to get around it and try to not repeat that behavior anymore if that's possible. If it's possible, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it could be, you know, a family member or somebody at work or somebody, a friend or something that said something to you the wrong way. And sometimes we just can't control that. So, but I still want you to figure out what it was. And when you do that, I want you to journal. I want you to write down as much as you can as far as figuring out what's going on, why it's happening. And not only that, but what are you going to do to get rid of it, to get rid of the feeling? And there's nothing wrong with just saying something like, time is going to help me get rid of this feeling. I know tomorrow, and that you could write this in your journal. I know tomorrow I will be feeling better. Today's a little bit rough. I accept it. I'm working on it. And tomorrow I will be feeling better. I'm 100% confident. That's just an example of something that you can write down. But something else I'm going to recommend that you do, and while you're out in nature, this really helps, or you could do this in a gym or even at home somehow. Move your body. Get your body going. Go out and take a walk. Take a long walk if you can. The longer the better, actually. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy long, but I'm not talking about like walking around, you know, around the block for 5 minutes. I'm talking about getting out and actually moving your body, getting your heart rate up if you can. You know, everybody's got different little health limitations, and I get it. But do the best you can. Do the best you can to get your heart rate up, move your body, sweat a little bit if you can. It will pay off more than you could ever imagine when you start moving around. Again, some of the toughest days that I ever had were staying home and just laying on the sofa and feeling horrible about myself. Those were tough days. And looking back now, knowing what I know, if I would have just gotten out and done a little something, it might not have been the cure, but it would have made me feel better, at least that day for sure. I'm pretty sure it would have made me feel better. So get out in nature, move your body, journal, figure out what's going on, how you can get around it. And what I'd like you to do, in another thing in your journal, is actually, before you write it down, think about this. Think about this. Write down one thing, at least one thing that you're grateful for. One thing that's really good in your life. And please don't tell me that nothing is good in your life, because I won't believe you. Even if you're having a horrible day, a horrible month, or maybe even a horrible year, let's say things have been really tough for you. And I feel for you because, again, I've been through it. I know what you mean. I totally know where you are if that's the case. But there, there's something in your life that you can be thankful for. When I was going through my really, really tough time, I could have written down something like, I'm thankful for my wife because no matter what, she's always here. She's by my side. She believes in me. She stands by me. She offers help in any way, even if it's just, supportive help, giving me energy. So I could have written that down. There are a lot of things you can write down. So just think of one thing. Think of one thing, one positive thing you've got going in your life. And if you can't think of one positive thing that you have going on in your life, I want you to send me an email, and we need to talk about that. So, okay, one thing, write it down in your journal. And the last thing I'll share with you, and it's really important because this helped me through so many tough days. Believe in yourself and believe that tomorrow will be a better day. I told you this story. I've told it several times before. I just want to tell it really quickly because for those of you that might be new or maybe missed that episode, it was about, probably this was over a year ago, year and a half, 2 years ago. It was somewhere in that range. I was just walking around inside of a Costco. It was the middle of the day. There was actually no reason I could think of that I felt bad, but I felt just a little bit off, a little bit, I guess, depressed or sad or something. Just something felt off. And at that time, walking around in the Costco, I didn't have my journal with me. I wasn't really out in nature, so I couldn't do some of these things I'm talking about now. But I did one thing, one major exercise that it absolutely helped me, and it did come true. I just stopped in the middle of an aisle and I said to myself, no matter how I feel right now, and it's not really great, and I'm not positive what brought this on, but I am positive tomorrow I will feel better. And I said it was like an affirmation in the middle of Costco. I said, I am, I am believing and I am sure tomorrow I will feel better. And what do you think happened? When tomorrow came around, how do you think I felt? If you said better, you're correct. I don't know how it works, but I can tell you it works. And if it's not tomorrow, it will be the next day. I promise you. Because I don't want to see you go through multiple days not feeling right. I've been there and done that, and you don't deserve that. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So this microdosing should be helping. It does not happen right away overnight the first time you microdose, but over time it will help you. And if you do everything I just mentioned, in addition to the microdosing, going into nature, trying to figure out what went wrong, move your body, journal. In your journal, write down the one thing that you're grateful for, and realizing that tomorrow you're going to be feeling a lot better. And I'll just add something to that that just came to my mind, because we always have to be living our best lifestyle. So if you're eating in particular a bunch of processed junk sugary foods and you're not feeling right, I'm going to ask you to please not eat the processed junk sugary crapola foods. I honestly believe when we put whole healthy foods into our body, we will feel better. I absolutely believe that's true. So if you're having, especially if you're having a rough day, don't go don't go eat a piece of cake or a pizza or or Twinkies or anything. Don't do that. Get something healthy and put that into your body instead. I really hope this helps. I honestly believe that tomorrow's going to be a better day for you if today's a lousy one. I promise you. I believe it. You've got to believe it too. There are a lot of things you can do now that they're on your list. I put out a brand new episode every Wednesday and Friday. And as I said, this coming Friday, 2 days, I'm going to share. I've been thinking about this a lot. And it's almost like I've been the teacher for the past 3.5 years, but now I need to be the student again for a little bit because I've got some things I need to fix with myself. And I'm going to reveal a couple more things that have been going on. And I'm going to be doing that in a couple days with you. That doesn't mean my microdosing is not successful. It's been incredibly successful because I am a different person than I was 3.5 years ago. However, as I'll talk about on Friday, there's still some things that I've discovered. I think the mushrooms have pointed me there, and I need to work on those. And I'm going to be transparent and honest and share these things with you as well. So you can see what I'm going through as well. So that on some level, that might help you get through what you're going through. Okay. Thanks so much for being with me today. Love you. I'm Dr. Dave. It's Microdose U, and I will definitely talk to you on the next episode.